while being a student athlete here at the University of Tennessee, and they continue to do it after their playing careers. All four represent a very significant first in the storied history of Southeastern Conference football. And in the process, they did it with dignity, class, humility, and showing tremendous leadership qualities, giving light to others who have followed in their footsteps. Lester McLean, the late Jackie Walker, Condridge Holloway, and T. Martin have all bared the torch. Great players, but more importantly, great teammates. Humble, sharing their success with their teammates and friends while giving credit to their coaches for their accomplishments. That's why so many of their coaches and their friends and their teammates are here today to share this special occasion. We'd like to take a moment to recognize some special guests along with our honorees today. Lester McLean is joined by his wife, Virginia, and their two children, Justin and Treasure, his brother, Harrison, and his niece, Nancy, and her husband, Larry. Let's welcome the McLeans. Jackie Walker is represented by his brother, Marshall. Condridge Holloway is here with his wife, Courtney, his son, Condridge III, his sister, Valerie, nephew, Bradley, and niece, Lindsay. T. Martin is in training camp with the Baltimore Ravens and couldn't be here today, obviously, because they're practicing, but he's represented by his close friends, John and Sandra Ferris. Thanks for being here. Thanks, John. Many of you saw Coach Josh Heupel. He was here earlier and talked to the honorees, but he's with his team now. He's got something to do tonight. He's got a ball game tonight, so he's with his team today. So anyway, we wish Coach Heupel best of luck tonight and the volunteers. I also like to recognize members of the Chancellor's Cabinet that are with us today. So let's give them a round of applause for their great work. We also have with us two Tennessee head coaches and two athletic directors who all played a big part in these four honorees today. Coach Doug Dickey had the vision to recruit and coach Lester McLean and Jackie Walker. Philip Fulmer was a teammate of Lester McLean, Jackie Walker, and Condridge Holloway, and later Coach T. Martin to the 1998 National Championship. Let's welcome Coach Dickey, Coach Fulmer today. Thanks for being with us. And now for her comments on this very special day here on the University of Tennessee campus, please welcome the Chancellor, Dondi Plowman.
Thank you, Bob. Oh, what a great day this is. I've just been saying it all morning. It feels like God has blessed us today, this beautiful weather, with all of you coming to celebrate these four people. So thank you for being here. You know, when people ask me, well, what do you think it means to be a volunteer? The word that always comes to mind for me is the word courage. People who've showed courage. And we talk about this with the students. Being a volunteer means to have the courage to care about ourselves, about one another, about the things that are bigger than us, and the things that connect us. It's about the courage to think big and envision big possibilities, being unafraid to take the risk to see if those ideas can come to life. It's about having the courage to lead, to see a path forward, to know that you can be one of the trailblazers. Just over a week ago, 10,000, it's actually 6,000 freshmen and 4,000 sophomores showed up because they didn't get to do it the year before. We had the torch night ceremony for the first time in Neyland Stadium. And each of them took the pledge. I mean, they stood there and said, I promise to be a volunteer like those before me and have the courage to care and to serve and to lead. And thank you to the people we're honoring today, because each of you blazed a trail that is having lasting impact and will forever. So Lester McLean, Jackie Walker, Condridge Holloway, T. Martin. These volunteers believed in themselves, they believed in their teammates, and they believed in what they could achieve together. They embody everything it means to be a volunteer and to have the courage that sets volunteers apart from everyone else. This program would not be where it is without them, without you. It's important to me, and I know it's important to Danny White, our athletic director, and to Coach Heupel, that we recognize the contributions of our VFLs. These 4 men embody what it means to be a volunteer. And every time anyone passes these statues, our students, our fans, our players, they're going to do it tonight. They will be reminded of the courage and the greatness of each of you, each of these 4 men we honor today. So thank you for being here, and now it's my honor to introduce our athletic director, Danny White, whose idea for today he owns. So thank you, Danny White. I'm turning it over to you.
Thank you, Chancellor Plowman. Thanks so much for everybody coming today. This is awesome. We're so excited that we're finally here. We've been a lot of people smarter and harder working than me have been working on this for a long time. And as much as I appreciate, Chancellor, the comments there, I know folks have been talking about how do we honor these trailblazers for years, and I'm losing my notes. So here we go. I'll try not to start selling y'all tickets. This is a big-time day. You know, I learned about this conversation when I first got here, and immediately turned to, thank you, Tom, to Marcus Hilliard, who's our chief of staff in the athletic director's office, and we talked about how quickly can we make this happen. This is a story we need to tell, and it's something that we're really proud of. And you know, I want to express, getting back to my notes here, thank you, Tom, but I want to express gratitude to Brian Hanlon, our master sculptor. Brian is here. Where's Brian? In the back. How about a quick round of applause for Brian for making this happen so quickly. We wanted this to happen for the season, and I'm still shocked that we made it happen for the first game. So thank you so much, Brian, for your talent and all your hard work on this. You know, when I got here, we learned about, the first thing I want to do is learn about the history of Tennessee. And I think as we kind of pave our way for the future, we need to know where we've been. And this is one of those stories that really was impactful for me. And as I learned more about our history and talked to a lot of our former student athletes and alumni and people who care so much about this place, what I learned is the University of Tennessee was really progressive. And this is probably the biggest example of that. You know, we were progressive as it relates to, you know, black and minority student athletes. We took a very progressive posture on racial diversity. That later extended to women's sports, and we all know the many successes there. And as we look to the next chapter and moving forward, we've been talking a lot about we need to get back to being progressive. We need to get back to being a leader in college sports. And so as we celebrate our past today, which is awesome. I barely slept last night. I was so excited about this ceremony. But we need to think about where we go in the future, and again, getting back to leading the way in college sports and coming up with that next innovative idea. That's been a part of the DNA of this university and this athletics department for years, and I'm excited to be a part of, again, celebrating this, but paving the way and being a part of what the future looks like as we continue to take these progressive steps. So our trailblazers here, these 4 men, represent SEC championships, national championships, various halls of fame, All-Americans, school records, big plays, as you all know, and memorable wins. This will be my first game in Neyland Stadium as the athletics director, so the memories are y'all's to have and me to learn about, and I look forward to that. They have a hand in every great moment in Tennessee football history that took place after their careers, because they led the way for new generations of men who came to Tennessee to chase their dreams. One of the big focuses I've had, again, since arriving here, celebrate the past and return to being a leader in college sports. And so on behalf of Vol Nation, I want to acknowledge how much these men mean to this university. And I want to thank you all and your families for allowing us to honor you in this special way. Feel very fortunate to be a small part in this ceremony, and I can't wait to see the statues and the incredible work that's been done, and for future generations of Tennessee fans as they come to Neyland Stadium to learn about this story and learn about our incredible past. So I'll turn it back over to Bob, and we'll begin the unveilings. Again, thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, Danny. We're now going to unveil the statues, a very special time. In 1967, Doug Dickey recruited Lester McLean to play wide receiver at Tennessee. Lester became the first black football player signed at the University of Tennessee. Freshmen weren't eligible to play on the varsity back then, and so following 1967, he first started playing in 1968, where he made history, becoming the first black in SEC history to score a touchdown in Tennessee's 24-7 win over Georgia Tech. In fact, he scored 2 touchdowns that day. A gifted athlete, he caught 70 passes in his Tennessee career, and he rushed 30 times for 12 touchdowns. After his playing career, Lester has become a successful businessman and community leader in Nashville. Assisting in Lester McLean's statue unveiling, his teammate, Jerry Holloway. Jackie Walker. He grew up not far from Neyland Stadium, playing at Fulton High School. In fact, his coach at Fulton, who later coached him at Tennessee, Lon Hersburn, is here today. Let's give Coach Hersburn a round of applause. There's Coach. Good to see you, Lon. He was the second black football player recruited to Tennessee, and what a player he was. He earned the distinction as the SEC's first black football All-American. He had that rare combination of speed and being a tremendous tackler. He literally played all over the field with his speed. He intercepted at linebacker 11 passes and returned 5 of those for touchdowns, which is still an NCAA record. Yeah, it was amazing. Jackie was also the first black captain in Tennessee football history. Assisting in Jackie Walker's unveiling, his teammate, Tim Priest. Tennessee recruited Condridge Holloway out of Huntsville, Alabama. He was an outstanding baseball player. He turned down a chance to go pro right out of high school. He was the #1 pick by the Montreal Expos, but his mom wanted him to go to college. He decided to come to Tennessee and play both football and baseball because Coach Bill Battle said he could play quarterback. Since freshmen weren't eligible in 1971, Condridge quarterbacked the freshman team. Tennessee knew it had something special when over 30,000 fans showed up for a freshman game against Notre Dame at Neyland Stadium to watch Condridge. As a sophomore in 1972, he became the first black to start at quarterback in the SEC, leading Tennessee to an opening game 34-3 win at Georgia Tech down in Atlanta. The Artful Dodger, as he was called, on the football field, went on to be an All-SEC quarterback and an All-American in baseball, hitting .353 at Tennessee. Assisting with Condridge's unveiling, Coach Philip Fulmer. T. Martin waited for his chance to play quarterback at Tennessee. He served as Peyton Manning's backup for 2 seasons, finally got his chance in 1998. He took advantage of it. All he did was lead Tennessee to a perfect season and a national championship, beating Florida State in the Fiesta Bowl. T became the first black quarterback to lead an SEC team to a national championship. He set an SEC record that season. He completed 23 consecutive passes against South Carolina. Now add to that the game before against Alabama, his last completion. That ran the streak to 24, which was a NCAA record. T played 6 seasons in the NFL and CFL before starting his successful coaching career. He is now the receivers coach with the Baltimore Ravens. Assisting in the unveiling of T statue, his teammate, Billy Ratliff. And Billy, of course, played a big part in that 98 season, too, with the fumble recovery. You guys remember that, don't you? We'd like now to speak on behalf of all these Trailblazers. Please welcome to the stage Lester McLean.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so very much. I'm so pleased to be here today. You know, I've struggled for the past couple of weeks knowing that this day was coming and I was going to have to write something down. And I continued all the way until this moment and written about a page, if that much. But I am just I'm just kind of overwhelmed with the moment. I have so many people to thank. As I thought about this day, I thought there's just so many people to thank that sometimes I'm scared to even name them. I'm afraid I'm going to miss some of the important ones. But I want to say to Coach Dickey, thank you very much for taking that risk and that chance with me. I really appreciate it. Which is ironic. I want to also thank you for recruiting Albert Davis. Now, most of you don't know Albert Davis, but I want to mention Albert's name for a very important reason. And that important reason is that I would not be here today if it were not for Albert Davis. Now, Coach Dick, you're laughing about it, but it's just true. I would not be here today. Albert was to Tennessee high school football, what Herschel Walker was to Georgia football. And because of the timing of things, Tennessee knew that they were going to bring Albert here, but what Albert needed was a roommate. And there were many choices that were excellent choices for the roommate job, but no one chose to take it. Albert signed, and it worked out that he didn't come, and Coach Dickey was stuck with me. What a wonderful way to get an opportunity. You never know how opportunities work. You know, sometimes you feel real bad about things and you give up and you become discouraged because things don't work exactly the way you think they should work. And Coach Dickey told us at our first practice session we ever had that it was the old man who spoke to the youngsters, and the youngster was very pleased at the old man because the old man had been very, very successful. And he wanted to know from the old man and said, "Sir, how did you become so successful?" The old man said, "Well, son, you have to jump at every opportunity." And the young man thought that made a lot of sense. He thanked him and walked away, and he realized, I don't really think I understand everything. He said, came back and asked the old man, he said, "Sir, how do you know when there is an opportunity?" And the old man said, "Son, you just have to keep jumping." And that has happened in my life, to just keep jumping. Even when things just didn't seem like they were going well, we kept jumping. So I'm very fortunate to be the one that's here talking, because I never had the talent of Conrich. Lord, what a wonderful talent. I told him last night over dinner that I would never say this again, but I'm going to say it just for the last time, Conrich. I told him that when he played football at Tennessee, I used to watch him, and it was almost like a cartoon. People would hit him, knock him one way, and he'd keep running, and you would see him running all over the field, and I'd never seen anything happen like that was in real life, but in the cartoon. And it was the most fabulous thing I'd ever seen. But I am so pleased to be a part of, with Conrich, with Jackie's family, wonderful family, his brother Marshall, let me tell you, Jackie had to have been the most religious guy I know. We occasionally, I remember we went to the bowl game, Gator Bowl, and Jackie, Andy Bennett, and myself rode down together. And during the moments of quietness in the vehicle, there was no Flip Wilson doing the tricks, doing anything, any funny stuff going on, and no music playing. It would be perfectly quiet. And whoever was about to fall asleep would be rudely awakened by Jackie clapping his hands and beginning to sing, because he loved to sing and he was a great singer at that. And I mean, we had just wonderful times. I mean, just the wonderful things that we had happening. Of course, I didn't get a chance to be around T. Martin, but T is very pleased with it, with his opportunity. He took the best of it, listening and seeing a wonderful talent like Peyton Manning and learning all the things that were being taught and taking those things for himself and taking advantage of it. But my real reason for coming here is to thank you for the support. My teammates, I look around and I see teammates everywhere. Big Jerry Holloway and his cowboy hat. Jerry, wave your hand so they can know who you really are, yes. Jerry, I see Tim Priest, saw Joseph, Lon Hershman. It's just a wonderful day, and like I say, it's very hard to know when to stop thinking. I thought, how do I make a speech? And because I don't know how to stop thanking for this wonderful day. If I could only change things, it would be having an opportunity for my parents to be here and just realize the importance of it. It would be nice to have Andrew Bennett alive, who was a year behind me, to come and participate. But you've not made me any happier than there's nothing. Catching the touchdown pass, winning the game brings no more happiness than this time in my life. I'm sure in Carriage's life, T and the family of Jackie. We will always remember, be thankful to the university for remembering us. Danny White, you will always be as special in our hearts. Didn't take you long to get there. Where is this? You hadn't been around but a few months and you've hit that special spot in our hearts, and we thank you so much for that. We wish you great success. We hope that we've never had the success that you are going to have, and we look forward to that. We all are anxious for that type of Tennessee success and the success that you've given us in our lives. You've given us opportunities that we dreamed of, and it was strictly dreaming, and you've given us reality that only we could have dreamed about. And I want to tell you thank you so very much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for being a part of us. God bless you, and may He forever keep you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lester. We'd like to have all the Trailblazers stand up and now come and get by their statue. Condridge, Marshall. Lester. Yeah. Yep. Let's congratulate our Trailblazers. What a special moment. Again, let's congratulate our Trailblazers on this special occasion. Guys, we want to tell you, when they conclude the Vol Walk, the team is going to walk by these statues as they head into the locker room to celebrate what these Trailblazers have meant for the University of Tennessee. What a special day. Thanks for being with us. 100 years at Neyland Stadium. We'll celebrate tonight along with these Trailblazers. Hope to see you tonight at Neyland Stadium, and go Vols. Thanks for being here today.